Welcome to The Truth with Tal Isaac, episode number 47, coming at you from Naples, Florida. Remote access today. Isaac, how we doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, remote access. Don't know what that means, but...
Remember, you can't handle the truth. Last episode of 2021, just a little shout out to all our supporters. It's been a great year. Thank you very much.
Shout out Betty White.
Shout out Betty White, who just passed away like within the last hour. Betty, little moment of silence for you. She was awesome. Episode 47, best 47 of all time, Jack Morris.
Not even close, yeah.
Yep. Episode today, we're going to talk about the top sports moments of 2021, and we're going to talk about Spider-Man. So if you have not seen Spider-Man...
You don't have to do this spiel yet,
Spoiler alert, okay? Yeah. Spoiler alert, right? It's like 2.5 weeks, so you should just go see it. We got a bunch of off-the-top stuff. We are recording this episode just prior to the Bama game, and then obviously the Michigan game is later tonight. So we've got two huge games that are coming up soon.
Predictions? Michigan?
24-20
Wolverines.
Okay, so Bama is going to squish Cincinnati.
It's going to be embarrassing, and everyone's going to talk about why Cincy shouldn't have been in the playoff. Yeah. That's just going to happen.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it would be great if Cincy can give them a run, but
I would love for this to age terribly.
Oh, I'd love for
Cincinnati to win, but no, Bama's going to crush them.
I've gone back and forth on the Michigan game for quite a while. Then I heard Dax Hill wasn't going to play, and then now he is going to play. Defensive struggle. 21-20 Michigan.
21-20 Michigan.
Yep,
okay.
21-20.
I got 24-20
Michigan. Okay, we'll get a prediction from...
We're not biased.
Daniela was her birthday yesterday, so whatever she picks, that'll have to be ranked first. Tons of off-the-top stuff. So you think Michigan is going to win. Obviously, they've got a good chance. They've got more than a puncher's chance.
Mm-hmm. I just think that the fact that Georgia is still having QB issues this late into the season, like Georgia is awesome. I understand that.
Georgia's defense is spectacular.
Their defense is great. Their D-line is awesome. They're having QB questions still. All right, there's some Cade McNamara criticism early on. That has completely died down for Michigan. So I feel in a better place the fact that we have our quarterback, we have McCarthy who will run in, and we've got an okay system there. So I'm not that worried about Cade. I just think that if they can get to Stenson Bennett, whatever the Georgia QB's guy's name is, who's going to play the bulk of the snaps, put some pressure on him. Hutch Heisman, deserving Heisman.
Here's the thing: if they call it tight, Michigan wins because Djabo and Hutchinson are going to be in there all the time.
You can call it a holding penalty on whoever's trying to guard, or the two men trying to guard Hutchinson and Djabo every play.
Yep. So it'll be a great game. We're probably not going to do much tonight. There's lots of opportunities for us to go to the fireworks, and I'm not sure if maybe we'll go see Chicago. We'll see.
Watch the game with some buddies.
College players skipping their bowl game. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I don't think I should have a take on it. It's just so far out of reality. They're focused on $1 million contracts, and I get both sides of it. So I get both sides.
Like the Sparty game last night, Pickett and who's the running back? Kenneth Walker. Neither of them played. The best player on either team.
I get Pickett and Walker both not playing, but it's not Walker's not going in the top 10. Pickett may very well go in the top 10.
Chip.
So
they should skip it. I really think they should skip it.
I get both sides.
If you're a kicker, don't skip it.
Yeah. If you're Jake Moody.
I gave Hutchinson so much credit because if he really has a bad game or gets injured, he could not bad game. Not bad game.
I don't give Hutch credit.
He could drop from 1 or 2.
I don't give Hutch credit for finishing the season. It's different. This is not a bowl game.
But this is how it works now. Right? People skip.
In the bowl games, yes. In the playoff, no. This is the playoffs.
Yep. I guess you're
different.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever they call it, Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl, the fake names, it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't care about the advertiser bogus.
Yeah, we're going to keep the college theme. Big Ten doing well in the bowl season. Good for them, right? Sparty, Wisconsin, Purdue has won so far. Michigan, Ohio State plays tomorrow, I think.
Ohio State plays a bum team too. They'll
Good.
win.
step on their head. I have one more college thing. So the whole COVID obviously has just killed so many different sports. But Central Michigan had their bowl game canceled. They were told about this, and then their coaching staff said, "We're just going to keep practicing." And a couple of days later, another bowl game was going to be canceled, and then Central Michigan said, "Hey, we'll play." So kind of neat that they're just like.
Yeah, you love that story. Like, it's cool, I think.
It's a great story.
You like every person you see, you tell them this story. Central Michigan, it's cool. But
it is cool. Aaron Rodgers, still a bitch. Like, can you read through what he's doing now?
No, I didn't write. Surprisingly, the only 2021 sports moment that involves Rodgers isn't beneficial to Rodgers. Shocker. So we'll talk about him in a bit, but no, like, just shut up and play football. Like, I don't like talking about retirement. Same for Big Ben, even though it's a little different. Still, I think Big Ben.
I'm okay with Big Ben.
No,
last game of the season.
Shut up and play football.
Or last game of his career at Hines. I'm okay with that.
No, if I'm in the locker room, I'm not okay with that.
You want to talk about the Pistons and Heat game?
Yeah, sure.
So we were fortunate enough to be able to go watch the Detroit Pistons play in Miami, and
we had a few minutes on that experience.
Yeah, it was actually pretty safe. First of all, Miami is an amazing team, and it is a great arena, and not many people seem to care. There's so many tickets.
Okay, so
many open
not
seats.
many people, and not many basketball fans.
No.
So energy didn't pick up until the fourth quarter. Which I guess you can say in most games.
No, but it was artificial energy because they had their DJ.
Well, the thing is,
cranking it up.
They're not. No disrespect to anyone who may be listening to this who was at the Miami game, like a random Miami supporter that we may have. I don't think they're very intelligent basketball fans. At least
I agree
those
with you.
who show up in the regular season. Like, it's like going to a D2 kind of random college football game, and like people don't really know, and it's just like, oh, hit, score kind of thing.
Yeah,
but there's some calls
the Tampa Bay Lightning fans. They won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row, and nobody goes. And
well, yeah, I have the Lightning on. We'll talk about them later too. But yeah, like, it was so cool. It was awesome. It was a great game. Hero went nuts, but the fans were just kind of goofy. And I think in the playoffs it gets a little different.
I would think so.
And that's when the real basketball fans come out in the playoffs. Because the past couple years, when the Heat have been good, the bubble year, they didn't really have a playoffs. But last year, even the Miami home games, they only had 2 because they got swept. But the 2 home games were real basketball games.
Yeah.
So I think it changes playoffs, but it was weird.
A couple other points from that game. One, it was because of COVID and because of injuries. Hardly anybody played. So the Detroit Pistons are the worst team in the NBA. And they were missing Cade and Kelly O and Grant. Stu, Killian Hayes. So arguably, like, I don't know, 6 of their top 8 players they're missing. Trey Lyles, who you hate, who I thought is okay, lit it up. But I guess this just goes to show how good the NBA is. If trash guys like Trey Lyles can be awesome.
Trey Lyles scored like 30.
He was really good.
It was cool.
Who's the Strus, the shooter from Miami? He had a really good game. Max Strus. Yeah, he was really good too.
Like an undrafted, like G League guy playing on like a 2-way contract last year. So, no, it was awesome. Everyone in the NBA is really good.
Yeah, shout out to Isaac and Ron. That was a good time.
Yeah, the old ones lived it up.
Kyrie Irving is now getting to play part time. Listen,
I wrote him down. We'll talk about him later.
Okay, we'll skip.
Skip.
Just leave him alone. We're going to talk about Spidey afterwards, but Hawkeye, not bad.
Hawkeye's solid.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's solid.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was pretty good. I didn't watch Boba Fett yet.
First episode's cool.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. I don't know when to watch it, but I'll try and watch it. Any other off-the-top stuff? NBA, NHL? NHL doesn't play.
Antonio Brown, it's just so entertaining.
Oh, my God.
So entertaining. Like, the fact that he is so dumb and so skilled just shows that no matter how stupid you are, if you can play, you will be on a contender. Right? Like,
for sure.
He's a moron, but he's still very talented, so he's still on the Bucks with Brady. So you heard what he said, right? He said the media created all these storylines and stuff, and it's like, dude, that's not how it works. Like, the media didn't create objective facts that occurred.
Yeah.
And I'm all for criticizing the media. Like, I get that, whatever. But, dude,
he was much better the first couple of years when he came. He came from, like, Central Michigan or Western Michigan or one of those teams.
Yeah, it was
might have been Central.
I think it was Central.
And he was so much more likable then because he was just like a unheralded guy who did good things.
He
was just a jerk.
Like he was not a 5-star recruit. He might have not even been like a 4 or 3-star. Like he came
Probably
out of
not.
nowhere.
No.
And he's took a few too many hits to the head from Vontaze Burfict, and now he's a lunatic. It's unbelievable.
You would think that these teams should be able to hire people who shadow them to make sure they don't get in trouble.
This goes back to the Ruggs thing, right?
Yeah, like, man.
Stupid is, stupid does. Forrest Gump. Like, no stopping it.
And you know that. So what you do is this is a guy who you're paying millions and millions of dollars who has a huge impact on your franchise. Hire a guy for $100K a year. Okay, Isaac.
I'll do that.
This is your job.
Sweet. I'll do that.
Yeah. Now, they have to pay attention to you when Brown might just ditch you or punch you or whatever, but
call you a cracker.
This is one of the things that you have to agree to, right? You get like all these guys have personal conduct language in their contracts. Well, Antonio Brown has no chance of adhering to his personal conduct contract. No chance. Kyrie's a bitch, and that's it. Any other off the top?
No.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Want to just jump into top moments back and forth?
So we each got some 2021 sports moments.
Okay.
There's a lot of boring ones that I'm sure you got. I didn't get many boring ones. I got some cool ones, some obscure ones. So let's just run through like one, okay?
Sure.
So I'll start. Pistons win the lottery. Get Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
We were in the basement when it happened, and we lost our mind. Talk about exciting. That was awesome.
And it's going to be even cooler when he's an all-star in a couple of years and bringing a championship.
Yeah, obviously I had that one, but that's okay. Giannis 50-point game to win the MVP and the trophy. It was great. Great for a small market team. Great for Giannis. I really came to appreciate how awesome he is and how unique he is as a superstar. Tries so hard on offense. Tries so hard on defense. The Chick-fil-A thing was actually really funny when he went through and ordered like 50 of the Chick Mini. I don't speak Chick-fil-A that well.
Chick Mini, yeah.
Chick Mini. But great for so many reasons. That might be my favorite sports moment of last year.
I wrote down the Giannis going for 50, but that whole playoffs was awesome.
Yeah, so many good.
Finals.
Trey Young.
No,
I don't like Trey Young, but you know what? It made it interesting, right? New York loves a villain. That was kind of neat.
Well, the finals had a lot of great moments. Remember the alley-oop? That was that alley-oop to win, like game 2. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Giannis, that block where he came from the free throw line to the baseline in a stride. Yeah. Great playoffs. The opposite of what we might get this year. Talked about that in a couple episodes. The opposite of what we can very well get in the finals this year. If we were looking at like a Nets-Lakers finals.
Well, the Lakers are going to be lucky to win a round.
Oh, second best sports moment of the year. Lakers got first rounded by the Suns.
Yeah.
That was a great sports moment.
Yeah, that was a great sports moment.
Not for Laker fans. I had to put that down. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Evan.
Sorry, Evan. Sorry, Don. Look, Lakers getting upset by the small market Suns and old man Chris Paul and Ayton and Booker and Crowder. Love it.
It's a good moment.
Awesome. So, one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yep. Michigan beat Ohio State in football. Awesome moment for a lot of reasons. I don't think Ohio State is good. I think they do so many bad things. I'd be interested to talk to somebody from Georgia or somebody from Seattle and ask them what they think of Ohio State.
I think the only people that like Ohio State are in Ohio State.
Yeah, but I think a football fan from Kentucky says, oh, yeah, Michigan, good program, good school.
Yes, I agree.
But I talked to a couple people over the last couple weeks.
Look at the poll. That was college football poll through Twitter, what each state wants, what each state is rooting for. And obviously, Michigan won the Michigan state, and the majority of the states voted Michigan. Vast majority, which surprised me.
Tennessee would not vote for Michigan.
There's a couple states that, Ohio, probably doesn't want to see Michigan.
No, but you know why Tennessee hates Michigan?
No.
Because Chuck Woodson beat
Peyton
Manning for the Heisman 30 years ago.
So I thought Cincinnati would get more love because they're small market, but I guess people don't really care about Cincinnati.
No.
So Michigan's awesome.
Yep.
I got another one. I should have talked about this earlier, but Brady, Super Bowl run, beating Rodgers. Super Bowl run, beating Rodgers in Green Bay. So cool.
Which they said could never happen.
I
Tampa Bay's a warm weather team.
I didn't even think he could go on the road.
No, I didn't think so either.
So now I just don't doubt Brady, and I can't.
Yeah, you need to stop doubting Tom Brady.
And beating the Chiefs in the Soupy, that was cool. People didn't think that was going to happen either. So I am all for the Brady love. We'll get some more Brady love later, but
sure.
Great run.
I got Brady down again, and just one of the other things from that Super Bowl, the best incomplete pass I've probably ever seen with Mahomes running around and then falling down sideways and flicking the wrist. And,
well, the NFL does like a top 100 plays. That was in the top 100.
For sure. An incomplete pass on 4th and 9.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, so I've got Tom Brady as well. What do you got next?
Italy beating England.
And
New York Cup final. I have to talk about that. That was super cool. Not only was it cool for the Italians, but huge upset, right? Like, Italy was not supposed to go that far or even beat England. Like, England was favored to win. So another like upset run. A lot of upsets this past year, right? Like,
it's cool.
If you look at the winners, lots of upsets.
I don't know if I would call it a top moment, but it certainly had a huge impact. But the whole mental health front and center for sports.
Talk that, yeah.
Like, basketball players and the Olympics.
It was mainly the Olympics, right?
Yeah, Olympics was big. Now, some of it, I'm not going to lie, is a little annoying. Like Ben Simmons' mental health stuff. I don't think it's mental health. I think he's a bitch.
That's a good sound bit. Yeah.
Simone Biles, I don't really know enough about her stuff. Or Osaka, I don't know enough about her stuff. But these are people who are not competing in their sport because their mental health is suffering. Again, it's not for us to say whether it's
bigger than
just
us.
Being a baby cakes or it's significant mental health issues, but it certainly impacts things. And I think on a go-forward basis, it's going to impact more and more things, right? Like,
different era.
Yeah, is Casey Mize not going to pitch opening day because he has high anxiety?
Don't say that.
Well, his stuff it's very relevant now.
Yeah. Does he actually have high anxiety?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
He's awesome.
I hope he starts opening day.
He better start opening day.
Okay, yeah, so, mental health stuff, I agree. Ben Simmons stuff is fake. Sorry.
I think so.
I don't buy into that at all.
It was convenient. One of his handlers just said, okay, let's work the mental health angle.
Yep.
And it's a smart play by them.
March Madness rocked. Like, again, would have been nice to see Michigan, but great run.
They had a great run again.
Draft stocks, like, people skyrocketed and went down a lot. That was really cool. So I just wrote down, like, all of March Madness. Like
Gonzaga-UCLA semi was a fantastic game.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good games, right?
Sure.
Even in, like, your, round of 32 games.
Yep.
Sweet.
So
March Madness.
Yeah, it was a great tournament. The Tiger Woods accident was actually a big
Best
deal.
sports moment?
Not a best sport moment, but it's certainly a very impactful sports moment. And it was kind of cool to see Tiger and Charlie in that tournament. I guess it was almost 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to golfers.
Let's see. Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Cemented himself as,
just
like,
great
baseball planet.
He's, you can't even compare what he's doing. It's a goalie who plays, the first 2 periods and gets a shutout. Oh, but then he plays center in the 3rd period and he gets 3 goals.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Maybe
you
the
can't
best
have
athlete
comparators.
on Earth. Like, you can make that argument.
Yep.
He's the best athlete on the planet.
Yeah, amazing. Shohei Ohtani greatness got that. Pistons winning the draft lottery. Phil Mickelson winning the Masters at 48 years old. Yeah. We forgot about that, but that was actually pretty cool. And you were interested in that
I even watched a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm not around on watching golf yet. I am around on watching tennis now.
Yep.
So, while I'm not going to talk about tennis as often as you're going to.
What are you talking about? Isaac played a lot of tennis the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, but
he's got a forehand.
I do. So tennis, I'm a little around on. Golf, that's still yours.
Yep.
This is a little obscure. NRL, just shout out a couple historic NRL moments. Season 3, Team Nate, historic run, another huge upset. Then Season 4, Team Tom won. So I was honored to be back-to-back champs. It was just a pleasure. So NRL, had to throw that in there.
Good. Listen, any sport that happens should be congratulated for the fact that it happened. The NRL guys did a good job figuring out how to make it happen.
The Players Association, hard at work.
Yeah, Players Association, very hard at work. The Lions losing to Baltimore on a 66-yard field goal as time expired.
I don't want to talk about that.
It's just, I don't usually refer to the SOL and the same old Lions, but that's unbelievable. But I'm okay with the Lions not having the first pick overall, second pick overall. Should be good. And now I don't want the Lions to win any time in the next.
So
games.
I was watching some tape a few days ago. Kyle Hamilton. I am completely like.
Is it the big safety?
The safety who does everything.
Yeah.
Like, they play him at cornerback. They play him at defensive end. They play him at safety. It's linebacker a lot. Notre Dame. He's unbelievable. Like, I'll show you. It's unreal. We'll talk about that later and who they could potentially get. But, yeah, Lions suck. Back to the Lions. They traded Stafford and committed to the rebuild for the first time in, like, my life, for sure.
And it's a 2-year rebuild. Let's make no mistake about it. They do not plan on being very good next year.
I was going to say that's a 4-year rebuild.
Well, no, I think in year 3, I think they want to be 500.
Is this year 1?
This is year 1.
Year 2? They're not going to be close to 500.
You don't think so?
No. They might be a good 7-10, but they're not going to be 500.
Tampa Bay back-to-back Stanley Cup winners. Good for you guys. That's just cool. Good.
No one cares. Go Bucks.
Like, nobody really cares that much.
In Tampa,
cares.
They don't even really care.
No, people more cared because like they're Steve Eisman fans, or Russia because what's the goalie's name?
Vladimir. Yeah, I think that's it. This is a good one. The Lakers changed the name of their arena, and people wanted to talk about it for like 3 weeks and act like it was the end of an era. So dumb. I hate that stuff.
I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, I didn't know they're building a new forum or whatever it is.
So right? Like, they have an arena. It's called something. They changed it to something else, and people acted like it's like LA, like changed names, and they were no longer called the LA Lakers.
Yeah, great moments, and just Kobe this, and 81-point game, and that kind of stuff.
And then it's like, they're tearing it. It's so dumb that the Lakers get that much. Just another like bash to the Lakers.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
You know what? Just a shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He has done a nice job roasting anti-vaxxers the last little while. Not a lot of athletes have said much. Kareem, who is a super smart, very cerebral player, very smart, educated dude, roasts these dudes online. And it's actually pretty entertaining.
He's awesome. Even when he goes on like a little CNN guest spot for a couple minutes,
he's
awesome.
Great.
So cool.
Great.
What else you got?
That's all I got.
I've got a couple more.
Go nuts.
Ben Simmons, like, he's been such a headline. Same with Kyrie. Now he's back playing, right? 50%
I don't know where
games.
I don't know where this is going to land up. I like trades and I like trade rumors. There hasn't really been a lot of trade rumors. I'm assuming they'll start to ramp up now.
Other than like Turner and Sabonis, I think that's really it. Rondo got traded to Cleveland.
Cleveland for Denzel Valentine, and the Lakers are going to drop Denzel Valentine, who's actually a good college player, but
I never really liked him. Yeah. So the Lakers now only have 5 future Hall of Famers on their team, not 6. So unless you can get like THT or make who else do the Lakers have that is probably going to be a Hall of Famer if they get things going? I hate watching them so much.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to trade for.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, that was a big one. Yeah, that's
huge.
That's true. That was
still
huge.
An awful dude. No one knows what's going on. That was not a good sports moment. That was just
I kind of thought Houston was going to push the envelope a little bit, just because if there was a suspension coming, you kind of think, okay, well, what happens, right? Like, when does the clock start? Because he theoretically missed a year, but not under suspension.
Coach's decision, right? He was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, it's a good call.
So I think, and who knows where that'll go. Like, the Ben Simmons thing is kind of predictable. Like, either this is going to happen or this is going to happen. Kyrie, we said either the Nets cave or Kyrie caved. And in this case, the Nets did.
Bradley Beal is getting his vaccines, eh?
Yeah, that's a big headline.
That's good, actually.
That's a big headline. But Watson, like, the options are like, he might go to jail for a decade. He might go to jail for a year. He might not go to jail. Like, there's so much that can go on with the
Lots
Watson
of variables,
thing.
I agree. What else you got?
That's all.
Perfect.
I think that's everything.
Want to jump into Spidey?
Oh, we got to see a basketball game for the first time in a super long time. Like, that was cool.
That was
when
cool.
we saw the Heat game, that was the first in-person game. So that was pretty notable.
Yeah, that was good. So Spider-Man, obviously Isaac is a bigger fan than I am, so he wrote his last exam on like the Friday night and went to see Spidey. I didn't see it until a few days later. We dressed up. We should actually put that picture.
Yeah, send me that. I'll post that.
Yep, post it online
when
with
post this.
Yep. It was a great movie. I didn't pay too much attention to the hype surrounding it just because I don't do that prior to movies very much. But I loved how they worked in the old dudes.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah. So
People
yeah,
figure
lots
that
of
out.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite Spidey?
I'm going to say Toby.
So hard.
I'm going to say Toby, but I will entertain all three. Look, the movie, like, I didn't write anything down. I'll just talk about it. Spider-Man rocked. I loved it. I grew up with these guys. Like, I grew up with all three of them. So it was really cool to have a movie where they were just, like, talking about back pain. Like, they had a scene where they were talking about, like, oh, like, my back hurts. Like, when they're in the lab.
Because Toby's a little bit older.
Toby's old, yeah. Like, it was super cool to see. My theater experience is great. Like, I went with a bunch of my buddies, and our theater was packed, and it was super cool. I loved the movie. Oh, the logo behind us is gone. That's okay. Okay, wait, you talk. Let me see if I can get it back up.
Okay, good. So one of the things that I liked about it is the multiverse. Listen, if you're not a huge fan of this stuff, the multiverse is a little bit complicated, and you don't completely understand where it comes from. Spidey did a really nice job working in the multiverse, but not be super nerdy.
Yeah, that's a very good
Yeah,
point.
basically they just, they were able to kind of say, okay, well, there's, a million other Earth moments that they're just, they're pulling from that jump into this present moment.
You sound like a scientist.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a scientist myself.
Good one. No, but I agree, right? Like my mom, your wife, she wants to see this. She will see it and she'll understand it.
Yep.
And
she's an English teacher.
Yeah, I don't really not a science teacher.
No, yeah, she just
she's not something of a
science and
scientist.
math, not big in her books.
So she'll watch it and she'll completely understand everything. So, and she won't understand like why it's so cool seeing Toby, who like I first saw when I was like a kid, like a little kid. What else do you have?
So 3 or 4 things. I like the way they worked in Spider-Sense, a.k.a. Peter Tingle, a little bit more. Like, they hadn't done that so much in the previous Spideys. And that was kind of a neat way, because that goes back to, like, cartoon Spideys from the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
That was nice. MJ and Ned are great. I don't recall, like, supporting characters that were not, like, super villains playing as significant a role. And I think MJ, Ned, and Aunt May were spectacular.
Yeah, because usually in a big blockbuster movie like that, you have to cut away every now and then, and you cut away to the side characters, and it's like, okay, let's just go back to see what Spider-Man's doing. In this one, I was totally cool cutting away and seeing what MJ and Ned were doing, right, and Aunt May.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Aunt May.
Yep. Sorry, Aunt May.
Sorry.
Can you help set up what happens next? Because that I didn't completely get.
It's honestly like it's bigger than like a movie because it's like a business thing, right? Like Disney and Sony are still trying to figure their stuff out, and Spider-Man may not be a part of the Marvel stuff. He may go do Sony stuff, or they might make a contract, right? So it's not like in the comics this happens, so this will happen next. It's not like that. It's does the CEO of Disney figure something out with the head of Sony, and hopefully that happens because right, it's making crazy money. Everybody's seeing Spider-Man.
Well, and these little spin-off things like, I'm sure Hawkeye did pretty well, and they did not put nearly the money and the effort into Hawkeye as they would do. Like Mandalorian was a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, that was like a movie. Mando felt like a movie. Yeah.
So there's lots of options now with streaming services. Streaming services are kind of the bomb now.
Yeah, so Spider-Man, super cool seeing, obviously, the Spider-Man and the villains. Lots of good references.
So one of the notes that I made is they did a good use of tech, but not too much. Like the Spidey when they were in Europe, Far From Home, I thought that was too much tech. And they one of the things they did is they didn't do these crazy fight scenes. It was more like actual fight scenes where, a little bit old school where you can see them interact. And also, I like how they made Doc Ock and Green Goblin. They used a little bit of CGI there to make them look younger. So when they're coming from their universe, it's at the time that they were supervillains, not 20 years later, like Toby was. Toby was 20 years later.
Yeah, there's a couple things where if you think about it, like some things don't make perfect sense.
Like?
Example, like at the end when Doctor Strange is like, I'll do this special spell and everyone's going to forget you. So like you won't have a relationship with MJ Ned. And then it's like, okay, I understand. And then Spider-Man just swings away after he says goodbye. What if he just stood next to MJ and Ned, Doctor Strange did the spell, and then Peter's like, hey guys, you're probably really confused why you're here right now on like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the script.
Well, yeah, like I'm saying, if you stop and think about something, it's like, okay.
I think what it does is it sets up countless opportunities to spin in different directions.
Well, they didn't completely delve into some of the nerdy multiverse stuff, which is very smart. Because it's not easy to nitpick when they don't present all of the information. Because you can just kind of make some
assumptions. I'm sure the nerdy
assumptions.
online community is second-guessing a lot of the stuff and making assumptions on a lot of
Most
things.
of them are just seeing it for like an 8th time. Like, people are going nuts about this. It's making so much money, especially in the COVID time.
Its first weekend was number 3 after Endgame and Infinity War.
Ever.
Okay, now where is it after 2 weeks? Do you know? Does that?
It's over. It's like 1.2 billion now, I think.
So where is that compared to Infinity and Endgame?
Endgame made like 2.8 billion or something unbelievable. Infinity War made a ton of money. This movie will have like good legs, which means that
I would think so.
People are going to continue to see it, right? The casual fans are going to go and see it in a couple weeks. It's not going to be super.
How easy is it for us to watch a streamed copy tonight? Not that we're going to, but
well, we don't. That's illegal.
Oh, that's illegal.
That's illegal.
But you have this friend, like people who do illegal things, like
like Jimmy
Dale.
Wow, just throw Dale on. No.
Oh, come on.
No,
Dale's my man. Jimmy Butler.
No, my friend Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. Yes.
If Jimmy were to watch it online, he could find it in a minute. It's probably easy, but you might get some goofy stuff.
Jimmy Cornflakes.
Yes.
That's it, Jimmy Cornflakes.
Danny Phantom too, like a bunch of those fake guys.
George Glass.
They watch it, and you'll be able to find it easily, like you can find a football game online easily. But it's still gonna make a ton of money, and hopefully that, like in next time there's another big event movie like this, there's zero COVID.
Listen, I think it's really important to have fun moments during COVID, right? This is hard. This is tough. Everybody needs something to look forward to and some enjoyment. And Spider-Man has been able to give a lot of people enjoyment and provide a lot of fun.
Well, my thing is like the next event movie, I hope theaters are fully open and vaccination rates are even a little higher. So
what's next?
Probably Batman.
Well, that looks good actually.
And that comes out.
I still don't really get how
Stop. Twilight Boy.
But he's really dark.
It's gonna be sick. I'm just gonna keep saying it. The new Batman is gonna be unreal.
Okay, calling it now. It's gonna be disappointing.
You're wrong.
Yep.
I have insiders.
I hope I'm wrong. Who's your insiders?
You don't know them.
Christian Bateman?
Christian Bateman? Don't think that's a
what's
person.
His name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah, that guy.
Jason Bateman.
Or Jason Bateman. Well, Jason Bateman's my guy.
No, look, the new Batman's gonna be nuts. So that's probably the next big event movie. That is like, I don't know, maybe March.
I don't know.
March
what's
or
underrated?
May.
The Jason Bateman movie with the spelling contest.
Bad words.
Bad words. That is underrated. If you haven't seen that,
yeah. Before we close off, I'll just say I was watching Step Brothers the other day. Yesterday, I was watching it with my cousins.
So good.
I watched like the first half hour. It's one of the funniest. It's maybe the funniest movie ever. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's back on Netflix. So like.
Oh, is it? Wait.
Go.
But maybe it's just American Netflix.
Is that how it works?
Well, the American Netflix and Canadian Netflix are different.
Yeah, but
I guess we'll find out soon.
If you go out of country, does it automatically switch to that country's?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I hope it's on Canadian Netflix because it's really good. You guys should watch it.
Otherwise, you can call Jimmy Cornflakes and find out how to stream it illegally.
Shout out Jimmy. Yeah. Super easy to find.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Thanks very much again. Last episode. Thanks to my partner Isaac for
thanks, Pa.
All the heavy lifting. Go Blue. Safe travels home, everybody. Hey, I'm COVID negative, just so you know.
You have to get tested. So that's because that means I'm negative too, pretty much. So that's
pretty much.
Hopefully this ages well.
Yeah, hopefully this ages well.
Also, speaking of aging well, 24-20 Wolverines.
And I said 21-20 Wolverines. Daniela, who knows what she's going to pick, but she turned 50 yesterday.
Probably
so
go like 6-3 Michigan or something like that.
Which probably isn't a terrible pick because it's going to be a tough defensive game.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Peace out, everybody.